I've received so many resumes from you guys to critique. I'm so sorry I haven't gotten to them. But today we will revise 3 resumes using AI, and I'll show you how I would do it so that you can optimize your resume as well. Let's get started. Since AI is not so good at formatting yet, I'm going to show you manually how I would format each of these resume critiques. And then we will go into using Claude AI, which I think currently is the best AI to use for making your resume sound realistic. Let's look at the formatting only for this resume here. At first glance, I can already see that the lines are not justified to the right. So for example here, it should all be lining up. For the bullet points, you can't really do anything about that, but for example, the location and the dates here are to the left of the bullet point, and we don't want that. So we want all of these to line up to the very right hand side. So up to here, up to here. So line those up. We start with work experience. All of the roles are italicized, which is consistent. Then we go into education, and the bullet points are lined up as well, so that's good. Everything else is good for the formatting, so make sure all of the justification lines up for the dates. If you can put a summary section, I think that would be great. It's not necessary, but if you can sum up a couple of sentences, that will help the hiring manager or the recruiter. And we have certifications, but we don't have skills or skill set. So we can either do education and skill set, or we can do another skill section at the bottom and just list out the technical skills. That is it for the formatting for this resume. Let's look at another one. For the formatting for this resume, I want to see the name and the contact information in big letters at the top center here. If you have it very small over here, it's hard to see. The whole point of a resume is to stand out. So write your first name, last name, your location, phone number, email address, and LinkedIn. We want to make the headers a little bit bigger than the bullet points. So work experience, education, and volunteering, make them a little bit bigger. Let's put the lines in between the different sections. Maybe a line instead of just the underline of work experience, and then another line under education, and then another line under volunteering. The dates and the location are all justified to the right, so that's good. I see that some of the month you spell it all out like July, but Feb is just the first 3 letters, and January and September as well. So either do all 3 letters for the months or spell all of them out. I would like to see a little bit more content so that there isn't a big white space margin on each side of the page. The resume looks a little bit sparse, so think about adding a bit more content or making the font a little bit bigger. Okay, let's look at the formatting for the third one. At first glance, it looks good. Everything lines up on the right. All of them are 3 letters for the months. That's good. The dash is all the same size. Summary would be great to have. Just a couple of sentences that summarizes your experience and what your fit is. Instead of areas of expertise, it would be better to write skills or skill sets. We might want to say extracurricular activities over here. Instead of academic project, I think we can just put it under experiences. Maybe we take out professional and just list it as one of the experiences. I think you have enough experiences, so I would flip the experiences and the education certifications. The formatting is pretty good on this one, other than those changes. Let's now take a look at the content. I'm going to open up Claude AI, and with this prompt, I'm going to copy and paste the experience section and ask Claude to turn this experience into 3 bullet points using the CAR method, the challenge action result. You can use the same prompt here, but what I would suggest is to be specific with the type of role and the type of companies that you're applying to. But I don't like the result here because Claude is literally turning it into challenge action result bullet points, which I do not want. So I'm going to reprompt Claude to turn them into 3 bullet points here. I don't quite like what I see here because they're too specific. So I'm going to ask Claude to make them less specific and niche to the experience here. But I don't quite like these either because they're too general. So I'm going to go back to the initial answers that Claude gave me, and you have to go back and forth a little bit to find that sweet spot, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with ChatGPT and Claude. Now, once you copy and paste the bullet points that Claude gives you, don't just take it at face value. I would make sure to read through it, edit it so that they have to be realistic and reflect the actual experiences. Even if it's not exactly right, it has to be kind of in the similar vicinity and make it sound less robotic. So here what I did was I simplified some of the bullet points and I replaced some words that were really specific to this past experience to make it sound a bit more relevant to any kind of financial analyst experience. Now for the rest of the bullet points and the next 2 resumes, and then edit it down to what sounds more realistic, simplified, and replacing some words from your past experience that might be too specific with keywords that appear in job descriptions. I hope these were helpful, and I will try to make more videos on this channel to help you get a job or learn how to do financial modeling with AI. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.